So yeah, we might be losing a 5-star recruit, but heck, give me the 3-star recruit that rather play and rather put in the work. I'm going to tell you right now, and this is mainly for my younger audience. You can be one of the most talented players in your city, high school, area, state, even the country. But if you don't act right, none of that even matters. If you don't do the things you need to do off the field to succeed on the field, it goes for nothing. You can believe or say what you want. I solely believe it is not that freaking hard to stay out of trouble. Being a big time athlete, especially at the University of Alabama, yeah, there's a lot of pressure on you and maybe a lot of stress, but come on now, it's not the hardest thing you'll ever do in life. If you're an Alabama football player, the fans and people around that area, they worship the grounds you walk on. It can't be that bad. That's my mini rant for the day, and there's probably going to be 1 to 2 more throughout this video because it does bother me. What we're going to talk about in this video, I'm sure some of you saw by the title that a 5-star wide receiver for Alabama has officially left the program, and technically he got kicked off. The reason I'm making a video isn't because he got suspended, it's involving everything that went on. And if you aren't an Alabama fan, I guarantee you're still going to be entertained by what we're going to talk about. The entire drama that's been going on the past couple of days has been very, and I mean very fascinating. It all started a couple of days ago when people started to notice that Agiye Hall, the 5-star wide receiver, he was taken off of the roster online. It came as a shock to a lot of people, and they were actually stating it as a mistake and everything's going to be fine. I did happen to see a lot of people freaking out about it, and they were saying, oh, something's going on. And I did get the vibe that something fishy was going on, but I didn't want to jump to conclusions. That's why I've waited to make this video. I try to let things fold out before I give my take on it. I thought there was a slim chance that when they were updating the roster, they forgot to put Agiye Hall on there. Taking it a step farther, he subtweeted a tweet that says he was kicked off of the team, and he says that's news to him for sure. That all happened a couple days ago, and I started to think maybe something is going on, because if there wasn't something going on, he wouldn't even tweet about it. Here's where things start to get worse, and I'm starting to question how much this guy actually cares about football. A bunch of Alabama fans, they were saying a lot of hateful things toward him, saying, get out of here, we don't need you, you're causing up some drama, and blah, 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 blah. I do want to address that. If you're one of those fans, and I don't care what team it is, where you're hating on a kid and you're saying, we don't need you, you're trash, I literally can't stand you. The stuff that some of these Alabama fans were tweeting at him and saying to him, it was ridiculous. Most of these athletes, they don't even read comments, and even if they do read them, they're not going to reply. Well, Agiye Hall on Twitter was liking a bunch of these replies. If you want some more juicy information, I was looking at his liked tweets, and he was liking a tweet saying that USC was wide receiver university. Unfortunately, I can't show you because he unliked it. I saw that around a day ago, and that's when I was like, okay, something's about to go down. And well, what do you know? Last night, Nick Saban came out and said he was suspended for violating team rules. Saban said, quote unquote, he is suspended from the team for violation of some team rules, whether they're academic or whatever. Also adding in another statement, he's already had the opportunity to return to the team once, so I don't know what his plans are for the future. Those are the only 2 important things Nick Saban said about it, and that second tweet, it's vital. What do I mean by saying vital? It kind of tells you that Agiye Hall isn't in the right place of mind or the right state of mind. That's a better way to say it. Whenever you think of Nick Saban, you think of this tough, rugged guy who runs Alabama like a military, but he's more than that. Saban is a player's coach. There's a reason when all these guys go to the NFL, they come back to these Alabama games. They love him and they love the program. There's also a reason he continues to get all these 4- and 5-star recruits. People want to play for him because he's more than a coach. He wants to help guide these kids in life, and he doesn't believe in getting rid of a kid after he makes one mistake. I promise you, the last thing Nick Saban and his staff wanted to do was to kick this man off the team. They wanted him, and they could use him. With all that being said, if you're not going to act right, you're not going to follow the process, and you're not going to follow the rules, then they're going to be quick to cut you off the team. Alabama doesn't have time to mess with players that don't want to act right, because there's 100 others that will. I can't remember the quote or saying, but it's something like, one bad weed can ruin an entire garden, and it's true. All it takes is one bad attitude from Agiye Hall to ruin everything Alabama has going into next year. And you know what you want to do before the season comes? You want to get rid of all them bad weeds. Ladies and gentlemen, that is exactly what has happened. I'm all over the place in this video, but Agiye Hall, when he tweeted out, "That's news to me, comma, FS," everybody was asking the question, what does FS mean? Hopefully I can find that tweet and throw it up on the screen. He has deleted it. All you need to know is that Agiye Hall, he tweeted out FS, and everybody's like, yo, what does that mean? Does it mean for sure, or does it mean something else? I saw a lot of people running with this rumor that quote-unquote FS means F Nick Saban. Not gonna lie, that is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. FS does not mean F Nick Saban. But check this out. Agiye Hall was liking tweets that was stating FS does equal F Saban. You may be thinking that happened today. No, this happened before he was officially kicked off of the team. I think he was only liking those tweets to troll and mess with people, but here's my thing. I don't even think that gives you the right to like stuff like that, because you know people are going to show that to Nick Saban. This isn't an Alabama or Nick Saban thing. If any player was liking tweets that were talking about F their head coach and their head coach sucks, yeah, that would cause some problems. I'm sure some of that got brought up into the meeting when he was officially kicked off of the team. I also found it really strange when Trey Sanders was asked about the situation, and all he said was, "I don't know what Agiye's going through." That one was the most concerning to me, because when your own teammates don't even have a relationship with you and they don't know what's been going wrong with you, it's a bad sign. Sports are a great way to bond. It's a great way to make friendships. It's a great way to find some long-term friendships. And when your own teammates, your own guys on the team don't know what's going on with you, it's a bad sign. Whoa. Hold on. Let's go back to Agiye Hall and talk about how this affects Alabama. To me, it doesn't affect Alabama one single bit. If you haven't paid attention to a single thing I've said throughout this entire video, please listen to this part. I'm not one of those crazy Alabama fans where I'm going on Twitter and say, yeah, we don't need Agiye Hall, he stinks, it's time to get on with the real process. No. Here's what I am going to say. If you say you wouldn't like Agiye Hall on your team, you're out of your mind. He was a 5-star recruit. I would love nothing more than to have this kid on my team. He has great size, he has great potential, he's super talented, the list goes on and on. But if you're not going to follow the rules, you're not going to stay out of trouble, you're not going to focus on football, I don't want you. Let me put it this way, I should have said this from the start, it's a better perspective. With or without Agiye Hall, Alabama football is going to be just fine. Why is Alabama going to be just fine? Because there's a guy on that wide receiver depth chart. As soon as Agiye Hall got kicked off, he was smiling. Not because Agiye got kicked off, because he knew he was going to get an opportunity. There are kids on that Alabama bench that are 4- and 5-star recruits that are dying to get some playing time and actually want to be there. So yeah, we might be losing a 5-star recruit, but heck, give me the 3-star recruit that rather play and rather put in the work. That's all I gotta say about it, and this has nothing to do with football, this is a life message. I'd rather date a girl who's a 7 out of 10, who has a great personality, can cook, clean, do a little bit of everything, than a girl who's a 10 out of 10. Yeah, she may look great, she may look hot, but if she has no personality and can't offer any help or benefits to my life, I don't want her. Maybe that was a bad comparison, but it made sense to me, and I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. I'm going to bring it up too. Let's not act like Agiye Hall was some superstar for Alabama last year. He only played in 3 games and didn't even have over 100 yards. Also got to bring this up. If you watch the national championship, he dropped multiple passes that would have either been a touchdown or a first down. It wasn't just him. There were some other freshmen dropping passes, but you get the point. Currently, as to when I'm speaking, he's officially entered the transfer portal. Not a shock to anybody. And the rumors are that he's either going to go to Florida, Oklahoma, or USC. The USC one makes a lot of sense to me, because before all this was going on, before it got announced, he actually liked a tweet talking about USC is wide receiver university. I'm wishing this young man the best of luck. He's made a mistake, but I'm not going to criticize him too much. Hopefully he bounces back and he's a first-round wide receiver pick. I'm not one of those Alabama fans where if you leave our program, I'm wishing the worst for you. I'm wishing you the best, my man. My only concern for him going forward is I hope he cleans up his act off the field. I'm curious. Let me know your thoughts down below. But with all that being said, go back. I hope you guys are all bye. Peace.